your girl, Sunshine Monie L. Today is in a few minutes, it'll be 239. We'll be in that day of understanding, the day of Bina creation. You know, 3 deals with like the challenges that we experience in our space that give us the discipline and order that we need to keep moving forward. You know, that's the vibe of the Bina, the Saturn that rules over the 3. 3 is also third house. That's the Gemini house. Community, communication, and numerology. 3 deals with emotional self, being in your artistic self, you know, learning how to, you know, get a sense of grounding is a key to the 3. Today's a great day for my 3, 6s, and 9s, for you guys to get the clarity y'all need and the groundedness y'all need in y'all emotions and y'all creative self. You guys have so many great ideas, but if you would just focus on something, you know, that would help you the bestest. Okay. Hey, Tyree. Peace to the God. Peace to everybody that's up there on TikTok. Peace to everybody coming through on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. So we're going to take that 3 of creativity, creation, emotions, expression, challenges, the Venus, Saturn vibes, and we're going to put that into the month of 2. This is the month of balance and truth. This is the month of Mayat. This is the month of Taurian energy. Taurus ruling over the 2nd house, teaching you guys the balancing the importance of the physical and the material world. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to prioritize. Facets of love is a big key here. Law, justice, truth, and righteousness, as Mayat rules over the 2 just as much as the Venusian energy. So aligning your sacral chakra to your heart chakra is key here. So we're going to take that 3, we're going to put it into the 2, and it's going to give us power. That's 5. 5 is Hera Kahuti. It's the energy of power. This is the celestial enforcer, enforcing your internal law that you've, you know, manifested with that 2. That, you know, you've come to some sense of understanding with that 3. So we feel powerful when we enforce our internal law. We feel powerful when we start enforcing the things that we want to create and express, and when we're in tune with our emotions and we create healthy boundaries to protect us in our emotional self, right? So we're going to take that 5 of power, and of course we want to put it into the cosmos, you know, whatever it is that we create. We're going to put it into the year of 9. This is the year of harvest. This is the year of the reproductive self, you know, focusing on your reproductive organs in this year. Your sacral chakra this year will do you very well, y'all. This is the year of Jubilee as far as, you know, the Vatican goes, but y'all know this is the year of Jupiter, Sagittarius energy, expansion, abundance, the utopian vibes, being philanthropic, being optimistic, long-term planning, growth, and studying within that space. This is the energy of the oracle sage wisdom. Right? 9 also deals with Yesod, that's Cancer, that's the moon, giving birth to what we want to give birth to in supreme mathematics. So we're going to take that 5 of power, that Hera Kahuti energy. Also, 5 is associated with Leo. Being tapped into your inner child, your confident, courageous self is key here as well. 2 different fire signs, whether you're talking about the Hera Kahuti of the solar plexus chakra, or you're talking about the heart chakra of Leo. But either way, we're going to take that fire energy and we're going to manifest. We're going to harvest with it by putting that 5 into the 9. And y'all notice the pattern. Every time we put something into the 9, we get it right back, because this is the year of reaping what we sow. So we better sow like we're going to reap it. So we take that 5, put it into the 9, and what we get back, we get back the 1 and 4. So now we're having knowledge of our chesed, knowledge of our sense of groundingness, balance. 4 can deal with that Taurus-like energy, being a fixed, you know, solid. Everything is built on the 4, stability, foundation of things. 4 is dealing with chesed because, you know, that's the Sephira, which brings us right back to the energy of Mayat. That's the direct connection to Mayat. 4 is the imagination that we use to create the things that we want in our space. We got a lot of placements over there in the chesed energy, don't we? Got a lot of Pisces placements, a whole lineup of planets in the Piscean space in our transit chart, in the zodiac spaces, as well as in the Vedic. We got some placements over in Vedic and definitely in Draconic as well. Mind, body, and soul is lining up in this chesed Piscean energy that's aligning us with our Akashic records. You might find yourself having very deep dreams, you know, meeting familiar faces. Deja vu may be a big thing for you, being tapped into this chesed energy. I appreciate y'all for tapping on the screen. Thank you. Thank you, Tyree. Thank you, Derek. Peace to the gods. But yeah, so we have that knowledge of the 4. We're going to act on the 4 too, because 1 is also dealing with Ogun energy. That's Aries. That's taking action, leadership, cardinal energy. So we're acting out on, you know, what we imagine in our space, you know. And so overall, today's the day of 5. Today's mathematics is power. That Hera Kahuti energy, aligning your solar plexus chakra with that heart chakra, that Leo ruling that 5th house. 5 in numerology is like wanting to be adventurous and curious, but finding a sense of groundedness, you know. In numerology, 5 kind of gives off the energy of Gemini. You're very intellectual, you know, you want to be everywhere, anywhere, you know, you have the capacity and ability to, but the goal there is to be grounded, find a focus, and then be adventurous and curious in that, you know, have a sense of discipline and order, which is what Hera Kahudi brings, the restrictions, you know, that's the Jabora. So that's what we have there on that day of 5. Now we started the day on a 3, we said it, right? So 3 is the letters CLU, I believe. Yeah, I'm getting better at this. I'm starting to learn by heart, y'all. C is the fire, you know, taking action on things. L is the water, being intuitive, tapping your emotions. And U is the earth, bringing things into the grounded space, if you will. It being a day of 5 deals with your thoughts and feelings. The letters dealing with 5 is ENW, E being that fire, N being the air of intellect, and W being that earth. So either way, by the end of the day, we're going to come into some solidified things. We're bringing something to the Malkuth. Ashe, Ashe. I'm going to give y'all a shout out. Let me get through one more part of the mathematics of today. Y'all already know we're going to open up the Netaru volume 1 with it. Hera Kahudi is also associated with Kamael and the Canaanites, Jabora and the Kabbalah, Ogun and Yoruba, Hindu Kush and Bagalamukhi. We're dealing with the 5th sphere, or the 5th Sephiroth. The planet is Mars, of course. You know, people born on a Tuesday, you know, you might feel really good on this day. The colors are blood red and purple. The numbers is 11. This is the number of mastery. The gemstones, the word today is red coral and garnet. Herbalism, Rampe Serage, Holly, Anamu, Pine, and Vencedor. The oils for today is pine and cedarwood. The incense is pine, tobacco, and cedarwood. The Hakau, or the words of power for today, is Fling, HLRING. The planetary words of power for today is On, Crane, Cream, Chrome. The spiritual direction is the north, and the mundane is the southeast. As far as the energy that the number 5 is going to give us on our animal spirit, which is our, you know, physical body, some positive traits is courage, manifesting as a lack of fear of bodily harm, being energetic, prudent, magnanimous, forceful, enterprising, constructive, muscularly skillful, zealous, passionate, delighted, and motivated by situations involving challenges or hard and dangerous but relatively short work. Some negative traits: being quarrelsome, antagonistic, pugnacious, arrogant, impetuous, rash, choleric, destructive, violent, forceful, excessive, irritable, overzealous, and excessively passionate, inclined to tobacco, alcohol, murder, treason, cruelty. Keep that solar plexus chakra on, you know, aligned, y'all, today. Some mental traits: analysis, gaining insight into things by separating them into their parts through abstract analogies. Some social correspondence as far as careers and functions: soldiers, fighters, warriors, executioners, butchers, slaughterers, hunters, people employed in dangerous undertakings, firemen, athletes, mechanics, surgeons, analytical theoreticians, criminal lawyers, prosecutors, policemen, shrewd and driven business executives. Those are the social or careers that are on the forefront of today, as those are like mainly like solar plexus chakra type occupations, you know. In the spiritual portfolio, justice, detachment, courage, and external obstructions are the keys of today. As far as the spiritual function goes, let's remember that underlining all actions is the urge to succeed, which depends on following divine law, which is Maya. Our protection from all external obstructions is the domain of Hera Kahudi, but all such obstructions are the external projections of the obstructed condition of our life force caused by our breaking of the laws of Maya and our dealings with others. By cutting our identity off from our persons and placing it firmly in the self of the dwelling intelligence, we find the strength to be just with others in all situations. Thus, we receive protection from the Supreme Being. It also gives us the courage to sacrifice our lives for the well-being of others. The failure to detach our identity from our persons compromises our sense of justice and our ability to grow spiritually. So if you want your solar plexus chakra to be intact, you have to be in tune with the fact that we are spirits. We're just experiencing ourselves in personified form. The same way we talk about the gods, nature, deity, the stars, all in personified form, so are we. So that's all that's happening right now. Your spirit is not inside of you. Your spirit is around you, through you, and also inside, but everywhere around you. And it's all you know, united into a one whole. It's not, you know, oh, there's a spirit inside of my body and my body is just walking around with the spirit inside. No. Your spirit walks into rooms, into times and spaces way before your body even thinks about it. So keep that in mind, especially when dealing with the solar plexus chakra. If you're moving in fear, if you're moving in, oh, this can't happen to my person, that can't happen to my person, you're not moving with a balanced solar plexus chakra. If you notice, the solar plexus chakra is ruled by Aries and Pluto. These are two placements that deal with life and death and new beginnings. Pluto deals with life and death and new beginnings through the waters. Aries deals with life and death and new beginnings through the fire. So not necessarily reincarnation. Reincarnation is the mindset that you're a body first, and you're not. No energy is created or destroyed. It's just transmuted. So wherever your energy gets transmuted to next, that is what it is. That's just my personal intake from the different things I've been reading. I'm going to tell you what to think. You do what you want to do with it. But some key phrases for the day of 5: by setting to work through hard, energetic effort, through zeal, drive, enterprise, initiative, through rashness, hot-headedness, arrogance, impatience, anger, violence, brutality, etc., being guided by one sense of power over others or the situation, the urge to move forward, to advance by being just, fair, courageous, by being confident or overconfident. These are some things of today. So today, you are being warned to make sure that your zealous and courageous forward drive is being guided by the wise counsel, which is Tahuti, a plan, which is Seker, and knowledge of the law, Mayat, and is being directed by Heru, a decision which has not yet been influenced by the desires or the emotions. So that's the vibe today for the 5. So we went over numerology, the gematria, and the nether rules of today, and we move in gratitude for that vibe. So let me go shout y'all out before we get into the astronomical report. Hey, Raja. Hey, Billy. Thank you for the compliments, Aquarius gang. Okay. Hey, Arnie. In fact, happy Aquarius season and happy solar return as well. Harry Knuckles. Chosen one. Peace to the God. I am not in fear. I'm fear. And what happens to the X is God's will. Ashe. Hey, Mike. Peace to the God. Peace y'all over there on TikTok as well. Peace, Derek. Peace, Tyree. Peace to everybody that's scrolling by and coming through. So let's get into the astronomical report, shall we? Start the day off with a 26% waxing crescent moon. We're in that moon of building. We're building intangible things in our space, which is our mindset, our attitudes, our behaviors, our habits, our emotions, all things intangible. We're building on it. We're making space for the things. We're doing away with some things and making space for new things. In our mindset, we are in Aries with the vibes. So new beginnings, being militant, our mindset is on the Hera Kahuti. Our mindset is on our solar plexus chakra today. Our mindset is on those new beginnings, right? On our energy centers, what gets us going, what gets us, angry. Check for you guys that have your moon placement in fire, or wherever you may have fire in your chart. It's time to be more introspective on those spaces between the moon being in Aries and Mars being in Cancer. Either way, you flip the coin. It's time to figure out what motivates you, what gives you ambition, what lights your fire. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the doors. In our energy exchanges, as far as like the moon's in what constellation is in, the moon is sitting over there in the Pisces constellation. So we are in that space of the chesed energy I was talking about earlier, the 1 and 4 that the 9 gives back to us. We are in a space of imagination, Akashic records, our spiritual selves having spiritual experiences right now in our introspection and our, place of home and family and nurturing energy. It's going to be a very spiritual experience. Okay. Doing away with some generational, with some celestial lineage things. Some, certain behaviors and attributes and mannerisms, they're genetic, whether celestially genetic or, your physical body genetic, or genetic, mentally genetic, is, cells pass down information, and you figure you've been a cell in both your parents' bodies, and there were cells in your other parents' bodies, and they were cells, and so on and so forth. And that's how that kind of information gets passed down. So in this space and time, you're dealing with, that Akashic records, that lineage of information and experiences. And some of you guys are setting out for new beginnings there, because the moon is also in Draconic Aries, right? We move in gratitude there. In the nakshatra space, this is the Ravati nakshatra, which is the 28th lunar mansion out of the 28. Well, it's the 20. Yeah, it's the 28th. It goes back and forth between what is it? Uttra Bhadapada being the 27th, and then Ravati being the 27th, but some say Ravati is also the 28th. So it's a back and forth day. But either who, this goes from 16 degrees Pisces to 30 degrees Pisces. It is ruled by Mercury, and its presiding deity is Pushan, the god of nourishment, prosperity, and protection. Ravati is associated with spiritual nourishment and compassion. And at the end of the journey, both literal and spiritual, when the moon transits through this nakshatra, it brings about qualities related to emotional healing, compassionate action, and a sense of completion. Mercury's influence on this nakshatra brings intellect, communication, and processing information. It gives Ravati a unique ability to connect emotions with intellectual clarity and communication, though this connection is often expressed through nurturing and supportive means. The symbol is a drum. It's often depicted as the damaru, a two-sided drum that produces sound. The drum represents the rhythm of life, the sound of creation, and the ability to bring people together through communication, celebration, and community. The drum also represents spiritual resonance, signifying how Ravati calls forth the divine rhythm in the world. Like I said, the deity is Pushan, which brings security and growth. Pushan is a guardian of travelers, indicating that Ravati is often linked with journeys, whether physical or spiritual, towards growth and completion. All right, so we're dealing with compassion and healing and nurturing, emotional healing, self-care, completion and fulfillment, culmination. Closure is happening for a lot of you guys today in your introspection. So peace to y'all, finally, getting to closure. The moon's placement here often brings a desire for spiritual nourishment and guidance. Individuals may feel a stronger connection to their spiritual practices during this time, seeking solace in meditation, prayer, or spiritual rituals. All right. Be mindful of a sense of oversensitivity. Feelings or actions towards others. Emotional boundaries may become blurred today, and individuals may struggle with processing intense emotions. Be mindful of a tendency to escape in your fantasies, dreams, or engaging in substance abuse to deal with that. Also, be mindful of self-sacrifice to care for others, because that can be also a form of escapism if you think about it. Hey, healer, peace to the goddess. So all of that is going on in this nakshatra. With the moon here, one may feel a strong desire to help others. Acts of compassion, kindness, and emotional support are highlighted. Volunteering, providing emotional help to friends or family, or participating in charitable activities can bring a sense of fulfillment. So that's that for the moon. All of that is happening in the 6th house. This is the house of equality. This is the house, Virgo house, health, wellness, daily routine, moral and integral code. Hey, John. How we listen, how we speak, how we teach, how we learn. That's what we're doing. That's what we're applying this energy towards. So it'll be something that we'll start to, schedule ourselves with. The sunrise at 7:05 a.m. and sunset at 5:21 p.m. In our thought process, the sun is over there at 14 degrees in Aquarius in the 4th house. Still pretty revolutionary and unique with our home and family, our maternal energy, doing things that have never been done before with how we conduct our houses. We know that the sun is over there near Pluto, so Pluto's providing transformations to our experiences, which is what the sun rules over. So wherever your sun is placed in your chart, those are the kind of experiences you have. Like my sun sign is in Virgo, so I have Virgo experiences. I'm not a Virgo. My nurturing side is also in Virgo. How I behave when I'm at my comfort zone is Virgo. Now my auric body, that's Leo. I'm a Leo rising. So I am more so a Leo while I have Virgo experiences. Does that make sense? So we're having Aquarian experiences in our home and family right now, and our thought process. We got to think of new ways, unique ways to carry out how we nurture one another, emotional connections with one another, how we show compassion, right? Now, in our energy exchanges with the sun being in Capricorn constellation at a 19 degree, knowledge being born, which is knowledge in our cipher, which is overall knowledge, we're starting to gain on that intellect of the challenges that occur in our space. Capricorn deals with the challenges that provide us, like as we're conquering them and going through them, even if in the moment you're not really paying attention to the things. The process of going through them, you're developing a sense of strength, self-discipline, boundaries, order, a way of doing things that you've never done before. So we move in gratitude when the restrictions and the limitations come to us, because they give us what we need for us to have the strength and the capacity to do the things that we want to do, right? I want to be a master in a Aikido dojo. Okay, there's certain kind of disciplines and orders you have to do that. You know, you have sometimes your own self is your opponent, the parts of self that tell you, oh, we're not going to practice today, we're not going to work out today, we're not going to meditate today, we're not going to stretch today, we're not going to read today, we're not going to do these things today. You got to push through those things, because that goes against your self-discipline and your order that you want to create for yourself to be able to do those things, for you to be the master you said you want to be. Now, that's just a lamest example, but an example nonetheless, right? That's considered the Shravana nakshatra, and I'm going to read a little bit about that nakshatra for you. I went too far back. This is the 22nd nakshatra in Vedic astrology. It goes from 10 degrees Capricorn to 23 degrees, so we got about like 4 more days in this nakshatra. Is ruled by the moon. Its presiding deity is Vishnu, the protector and preserver of the universe in Hindu mythology. The symbol is Shravana, which is 3 footprints or the ear. The Capricorn influence brings structure, discipline, and ambition. Shravana is more focused on communication, learning, and understanding. The ruling planet is the moon. Like I said, the association makes Shravana an ideal nakshatra for listening, learning, and connecting emotionally with others. The symbol is 3 footprints, also can be seen as a pair of ears. This symbolizes listening and hearing the truth. There's a strong emphasis on being receptive to knowledge, ideas, and guidance of others. The deity is Vishnu. This is the deity of preservation and protection. It represents the cosmic order and protection of the universe, which brings a sense of security, stability, and spiritual wisdom to the nakshatra. Vishnu influence brings a sense of duty and responsibility to follow truth and justice. We're working on our emotional sensitivity, not only with the sun, but also with the moon. And don't forget, the sun is over there in the 4th house of home and family and our nurturing space. So the sun will bring us right back to the moon placement, which is over there in Aries, Pisces energy, which is also where the North Node is too. So not only is the moon, so the moon is near a lot of different placements right now, being in Aries, Pisces energy, but definitely near the North Node, Neptune, that kind of vicinity. But the sun is directing you right back to it. Venus and Neptune are also in conjunction today at 2:59 p.m. Venus will be 4 degrees north. Venus rules over the heart chakra, how you feel, what you value, what you prioritize, facets of love, interpersonal love, community love, romantic love, all the different kind of loves. We talked a little about love heavy yesterday during yesterday's mathematics. We need more love. It's easy to throw a fit, be disrespectful, call names, heckle and troll and all those different things like that. It's very difficult to love, especially people that think different than you and have a different internal law than you do. That is the challenge for you guys, learning how to love people that are different from you and go against your own grain. They have the right to their own authority, just like you have a right to yours. But can you love them anyway? I ain't saying let nobody play in your face or disrespect you or whatever like that. But even in the space of defending yourself and creating boundaries, can you do it in love instead of in spite of, or in anger, or in pain, or in hurt? Can you create a boundary in the name of love? Can you create separation in the name of love? Can you protect your heart in the name of love for that person as well as yourself? Can you do that? It sounds like a crazy task to a lot of you guys. That's because that's your challenge here in this life. If we want to increase the frequencies here, we have to learn how to move in love, because that's the highest frequency we have. You know what I'm saying? Let Venus and Neptune in alignment bring you to that. Imagine that level of love. What would the world look like? What would it be if we all loved like that? And then emulate it, be it, embody it. This also deals with the connection of the non-physical world and the physical world, and how they're all aligned to your Akashic records, your soul contracts and bonds, some unfinished business, anything hidden beneath the horizon, hidden agendas other people have around you, and hidden agendas that you have for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get in tune with them. A lot of the physical things that are going on around you are really spiritual and energetic, and they tell a story a lot deeper than what you see on the surface. So read it, Ceres and Deneb Al-Jaldi are in conjunction at 7:41 p.m. Ceres is 4.8 degrees south, Okay, Ceres is that asteroid that gives off the energy of agriculture and what we need in our space to feel cultivated and nurtured. This is one of my many books that I made over the years. And as far as the Ned Al-Jeldi goes, this is a star indeed. Give me a moment. I'm getting to the page because sometimes I forget these things off the top of my head. It's so much information. Oh. Give me grace, y'all. I know I'd be messing with some of y'all patience and attention spans. Everybody attention span be on 3 seconds. Deneb El-Jodi is a star in the Capricorn constellation. So right now, Ceres is in the Capricorn constellation, giving us awareness of what we need to grow ourselves in our root chakra. How can we grow our root chakra? What do we need? What do we need to nurture? What challenges do we need to start, being more compassionate about in our space? And in return to doing that, be more compassionate about how other people are dealing with theirs in their space. Deneb El-Jodi is located at the tail of the goat in the Capricorn constellation. It brings on the vibes of happiness, being dignified, pious, and conservative. The combination of Saturn and Jupiter, which is long-term planning, but also studying and getting growth and optimism when it comes to the challenges that come into your space. Transmute how you look at your obstacles. Stop calling stuff traumas. They're not traumas. They were challenges that you needed for strength. You know what I'm saying? If you change the way you are choosing to ingest these things, you would in turn change your frequency and what you attract. You keep looking at stuff as doom and gloom and trauma and toxic and this ain't shit and that's this, that. And then you wonder why you keep attracting those cycles, because that's all you speaking out into the universe. You're throwing pebbles into the water, and those are the kind of ripples that you're creating. And so those ripples keep coming back to you. If you want something different, you got to speak different. You have to start ingesting your experiences different so you can express them differently, thus putting something different out into the universe. Be self-accountable for the things that you attract, because you're the only person that's making it so to attract them. All right. Deneb El-Jodi also rules over the blood vessels and nerve connections. So, doing some nurturing in those realms of things. And if you look at them, they actually look like roots, don't they? Yeah, so that's that there. And we love it here. All right. That's Deneb El-Jodi, and Ceres is over there, like I said. That conjunction was at 7:41 p.m., Ceres being 4.8 degrees south. Now, Lilith enters Libra constellation today. Lilith represents our primordial self. Underlying secrets coming out, our feminine self, getting that sense of independence, going against the grain from like a healing point of view, a spiritual growth point of view, but it's seen as dark depending on who's looking at it. Now, if it's somebody that's looking at it in the terms of like, I'm trying to control you, I want you to behave, I want you to be in alignment with what I want, then Lilith is seen as a not so good type of energy. But for those that are, celebrate other people's independence, celebrate other people being unique in their authenticity, breaking the rules, going beyond the norm and stuff like that, Lilith is an inspiration. We see that primordial energy, a lot of those secrets coming out in the Libra energy as far as how our thoughts have been going, because Lilith has been in Libra zodiac. Zodiac is the tropical chart. That's how we think things are based upon our education and stuff like that. Now we have Lilith entering the constellations, which means our energy exchanges, the events happening around us. We're going to see more secrets and underlining things coming out about the justice system. Libra rules over bonds and contracts, interpersonal relationships, marriages, and the government, the justice system, right? Whose heart is light as a feather and who really full of shit? So you're going to start feeling those experiences from those Lilith and Libra thoughts that have been going through. So like a lot of the gossip that's been going on, now you're going to start experiencing some of the energy exchanges of that. So that's the astronomical report. Shouts to my Librans. I know my Libras, y'all definitely going to be feeling this Lilith energy. If you look at the celebrities, which are the quote unquote personifications of the stars, you'll see a lot of Libra celebrities start telling all You know, they start living in the things that they were saying. You know, they start showing receipts to things. They're going against the grain. You're like, bro, these people crashing out. It's a lot to do with Lilith and Libra. When Lilith was in Virgo, I was bored. I ain't gonna hold you. It wasn't that fun for me. I thought it was gonna be way more darker than that. But it is what it is. Y'all enjoy Lilith being in Libra. You know, things coming out. Definitely feeling that transition. Yeah, peace to you, Tyree. It's definitely a lot happening in the law and justice realm of things, and people being forced to lighten their heart and tell secrets, lighten the load, confess on things and stuff like that. You see a lot of that because that's a part of, you know, it's a part of the game. You got to confess if you want to avoid the karma. For my Venusian rule people, which is also Libra or Taurus, you guys are going to be more dreamy today, you know, having more introspection, dealing with deja vu, you know, good dreams coming to y'all. Pay attention, take note, have a dream journal. Even the daydreams coming to you, the things you visualize, having some deja vu today, wherever, you know, Venus placements may be in your chart. And then if you have the Neptune placements in your chart, which is, you know, Piscean energy in your chart somewhere, you guys are more so having introspection on what you prioritize, what you want to manifest in your space. And it's time for you guys to get out of that escapism and that, you know, fantastical behavior and actually take action. Allow the moon that's in line with Aries and Pisces to help you guys with that. All right. So we done went over the astronomical report, y'all. Let me check in with y'all. I see y'all in the comments, running them up. Thank you. Hey Chanuthi, chosen one. Closure is good. Closure is good. Platinum and gold. Peace to the God. Clayton. Hey. Detroit. Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Voltaire. Voltaire has always been a real one in the book. Thank you for the quote. Jaden. If you say my name 10 times, I will sub and like. You know what? I only need to hear my name in 3s. I don't know if you guys ever heard my music, but I talk on that very heavily. But I appreciate you for tapping in, Jaden. Maybe if you comment 10 times, I'll say your name 10 times. Lydia, the chosen one. I just put this girl out my... Okay. He busted my window. Oh, my goodness. Is he a Libra? Do he got Libra placements? Do you got Libra placements? Peace to y'all. Peace to y'all. Maybe that's the moon. Maybe he got Cancer placements and he feeling that Aries energy. Man, them Cancer placements, they be flowing. Gemini, ooh. Gemini, what's in Gemini? We got Jupiter over there in Gemini. Mars is in the Gemini constellation right now. So that's that warrior solar plexus chakra energy happening in their energy exchanges too. What's up from Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Oh, wow. Hey, Donnie. Peace to the God. Lydia, peace to you, sis. That's a lot. But yeah, we got that vortex over there. We got Jupiter over there, but that's in the tropical space. That's in our thought process. You know, the expansion and abundance, you know, being unfocused and fickle if they're imbalanced in their Gemini energy. But as far as the energy exchanges go, yeah, we got Mars over there creating that warrior-like energy, you know, being methodical. But you got to work on your solar plexus chakra to the Geminis out there in your energy exchanges. Nope, you surely can't. And kudos to you for staying firm in your boundaries, sis, as you should. Ashe. We love boundaries. They're important. And you'll see how other energies react to your boundaries. Some energies will try to, you know, convince you out of your boundaries. They poke at them. Some people will respect your boundaries because they have boundaries themselves. It's all a learning process. We move in gratitude with every lesson we get. So, in the ancient Kemetic calendar, we are in the month of Tibi. In the ancient Kemetic calendar, we get 3 seasons a year, 4 months a season, 30 days a month. Each month is divided into 10 days. They are called decans. We are in the first decan of the month. Of the month or two, this is the decan of taking initiative, the gut that controls the mind. Everything starts with thought. We're in the decan of knowledge and taking initiative, being that cardinal leadership energy. This is the month of Tibi. This is ruled by the deity Isis, which is goddess of fertility and magic, going inward and thinking about how you want to manifest your garden how you want to, how you want things to grow when we enter Aries season. Set those intentions, put them in the stratosphere, and watch them ripple out and come back to you in Aries season, Ashe. And so we are here until February 7th, according to the Gregorian calendar. The season of Peret is the growing season, which is what we're in now. We started in January. We're here till May. That's the beginning of the planting season. Our water levels are receding right now, making the transition from inundation to growth. So by the time we end the season of Peret, we'll be in our flowers, and we move in gratitude, right? Next, his dogs got to go tomorrow. I'm cleaning the house. All are ear spirits. You got to go. Hey. What is it? Cerebus? The 3-headed dogs? I get it. Those are his familiars. I got my own familiar. My baby act just like me. I can't wait to get my baby back and sage him from the weird energy he been around since we've been apart. I want to sage him. I want to bathe him. I miss my baby so much. I miss my familiar so much. And then I'm like, I don't know. I felt that for a long time. Like, I think there's going to be a transition that's going to happen, and we're going to be apart for a while. I felt that. I was like, I listened to other astrologists and tarot readers on YouTube. Shouts to Juan Star. Shouts to Uriel. I'm a big fan of the two of them. And what's her name? Goddess Magic 363 or something like that. Those are the main ones that I listen to. And they kept saying it. So it's like, yeah, it's somebody you keep trying to hold on to. And every time they say that, I thought of my dog. And I'm like, no, my dog's been around. He's been my emotional support. He's been my emotional support since I started my Saturn return. Oh, God. And then I started learning about Lazarus and how St. Lazarus is the representation of Saturn, Capricorn energy from a Catholic, Christian standpoint with the angels and the saints and stuff. And I'm like, man, that's my baby. And I've been dealing with different health situations in my Saturn return. It's just like, it's crazy. I want my spirit animal back, my little baby back. I want to also expand in my familiar realms. I want a lizard. I want a lizard. Anywho, let's get into the Hebrew calendar. We are in the month of Shavat. This goes from January 29th to February 28th on the Gregorian calendar. We started on the holiday of Rosh Chodesh Shavat, which marks the beginning of Shavat. It's a minor holiday, and that occurs when the new moon appears. This is the second new moon after the winter solstice, which marks a full lunar cycle after the winter solstice, which is not only the holiday of Rosh Chodesh, but also the Lunar New Year, right? Key holidays during this month is the New Year for the trees, which is Tu B'Shvat. This is celebrated on the 15th of Shavat, which is actually like the 13th of the month. Every time I do this, I think of a new day because I'm trying to do the math. The first of the month is on the 29th. So you got first, second, third. So -3. Oh, the 12th of February. I done said 14, 15, 13. All right, the 12th. I gotta write that down. Let me put that here now while I'm sitting here thinking about it. This is the 12th of February is when we have the New Year's for the tree. So if you want to go outside and plant a tree, hug a tree, February 12th is the day to do that, John. Do it every day, but that's this New Year's. Go to the trees and say Happy New Year's, homies. Right. So this month, the key words for this month are growth, renewal, and connection to the land. So yeah, go hug a tree. All trees are connected by the roots, just like we're all connected and we're rooted upward in the Ketters, which is our Aquarius self. So just like we, are oracally rooted together, we can look at trees that are physically rooted together. Hey, J Ma, it doesn't matter if I'm single or not. I'm not up here for that. Thank you. I'm not available. So in the forecast of things, we are in the year of 2025, wisdom in our cipher and wisdom in our power. Ashe. This is the year of 9 in alchemy. This is the year of gold. It's all about cultivating long-lasting relationships, indulging in the love of luxury, It's the energy of Jubilee, being optimistic and abundant and moving like you're abundant, right? Usually when we think that we're not going to have $1 for tomorrow, or, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough energy, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough patience, I don't have that, I don't have enough education. We're getting out of that mindset. When we're in the year of gold, we have a whole bunch of everything. Oh my gosh, I've been listening to this alchemy business drum, right? And he gave a really good example. So all week long is a 5-day workshop, right? And over the weekend, I decided to listen to the recaps because it's been so good and it's been so like helpful in my aura, right? So I gave a wonderful example. He's like, you go to the apple tree, right? And when you look at the apple trees, you don't see the apple trees saying like, oh, we don't think it's going to rain tomorrow, so we're not going to give you these apples. These apples aren't going to drop because we don't know when it's going to rain again. Or, oh, we don't know if we're going to have apples again next year or whatever, so we're not going to give you apples this year. Oh, we don't know when it's going to rain again, so we don't think we deserve the water. We're going to wait for the other trees to get the water or whatever. Like, look at how nature moves. They don't move from that space of lack or poverty or scarcity. They move in trust and faith and abundance. And when you look at it like that, it's like, yo, y'all cycle never stops. And we know the flowers are going to bloom. We know the fruit is going to come. We know that the greenery is going to come every spring, every summer. And then in the winter, if, falls out, well, in the autumn, it falls out. And then in the winter, we're in stillness. But there's still that faith that is going to come back. We automatically know that's what's going to happen, right? They don't say, oh, so we have to move like that. We could mirror that energy. Another example, shouts to Abraham Hicks, somebody else I listen to very often. But she was saying, there's never a time where you say, oh, I'm only going to have health for like 7 days this year because I need everybody else to have health, and everybody can't have health at the same time. That makes no sense. So have that same mindset with your money, with your energy, with your patience, with your love, with your existence. Stop moving from a space of scarcity. Stop moving from a space of lack. Move from a space of abundance. You have enough. You have more than enough to give at all times. And when you put that in your vibration, it's like putting the pebbles into the water. You're going to get it back. All right. Fun stuff. So that's the vibe of the year of gold. We are in the last day of the Baobab energy. So tomorrow, February 4th, I'll be reading a whole nother West African horoscope. But this is being firm, stable, strong, and invincible, having the resources to conquer, resist, resilience, having your self-confidence, integrity, honesty, reflection, and cleverness, and living a well-structured and prosperous life. The horoscope for the Native American culture is the otter. We're here until February 18th. We started this energy on January 20th. This is the butterfly clan, which is the air energy, demanding bliss and help, inviting us to behave like children, having fun and accepting the flow of life, strength to smooth out any circumstances. As far as the Chinese horoscope goes, we're in the year of the wood snake, a period of transformation, creativity, and wisdom, and unpredictability, flexibility, and diplomacy. Opportunities amongst the challenges, physical vitality, and passion. So that's the vibes for the month overall. And so let's get into the days and the weeks. So coming back to the ancient Kemetic calendar, we are in the decade of Amun-Ra, which is the king of gods, having confidence, being polite, optimistic, great leaders, and control is heavy here. We're in this energy until February 11th. We started it on February 1st. And we're on the day of Yom Shini in the Hebrew calendar, which is seen as the second day, which is Monday, the day of Yemoja, the lunar day. On the second day of creation, God separated the waters, which is Genesis 1:6 through 8. Unlike the other days of creation, the second day is not directly associated with a blessing in the Torah. It is a day of separation and division, symbolizing the idea of differentiation and balance in the world. Separation, balance, and division are the key words for today in the Hebrew calendar. Monday is also dedicated to Samvar, or Lord Shiva, in the Hindu calendar. The moon resides over this energy as well. Lord Shiva is the destroyer and transformer in the Hindu Trinity, which is the Trimurti. He is also associated with meditation, asceticism, dance, and the destruction of ego. The moon, which governs emotions and the mind, is linked to Lord Shiva, who is both the compassionate and terrifying god of regeneration and transcendence. Some associated activities for Monday. Mondays are dedicated to worshiping Lord Shiva, and many devotees observe fasting and special rituals on this day. Chanting mantras like the Om Namah Shivaya or Shiva Sahasranama is considered auspicious for seeking blessings of spiritual growth, mental peace, and liberation. Getting back to the planetary forecast, like I said, this is the day of your moja. This is the day of the moon. It's Moon Day. It's Monday, y'all. And the moon rules over the internal side of the third eye. Third eye is Ajna, which is command or beyond wisdom, is located between the eyebrows, deals with polarity, inner and outer self. So on Sunday, we're dealing with the outer self. On Moon Day, we're dealing with the inner self. Intuition. This is the mind's energy center. We're dealing with foresight, our creative and spiritual thought process. While on Sunday, we were dealing with our logical and rational thought process. Imagination is heavy here. We're dealing with the light element, the F note for my sound creators, Ah, Ma, vowel sound for my Reiki healers, 852 hertz. The color is 490 to 450 nm. Hrim is for sun on Sunday, my bad. And the Hekau for Monday is Doom or Om. We are dealing with all set energy, this Cancer, your moja. All set is the awareness of depth of being, learning, healing, nourishing, trance of the night Sephiro, worldly events in the divine womb. We're dealing with the Yasad energy, which is foundation, which is also associated with the sacral. So the third eye to the sacral, that connection of, as you introspect, you give birth to it. Again, reminding you guys, you think it, you speak it, whoop, it comes to fruition. So giving you guys back my attention, because I seen you guys over here running up the comments. Y'all be going in on me on YouTube. How we know alchemy is real if you can prove it? Who said we couldn't prove it? When has alchemy not been proven? It's just like religion. When has religion not been efficient? If a group of people believe in something, they create a society around it and they make it so. So what made it false? So why to believe it? If you don't want to believe in it and to you it's not real, that's fine. That's what you're creating in your reality. But other people create other things in their reality and it actually does work because that's the power of the mindset. You can go to scientific articles about that. It's called, certain different like mirror examples could be the placebo effect. The fact that some healthcare spaces, what they do is they'll surround people around different energies that'll like give them, upbeat. The elders being around the youth instead of being around other elders that are sick makes them sicker. You know what I'm saying? Energy connections are real. It's the mindset of, like, I used to work in a nursing home, long-term residents. And when a husband or a wife died, eventually the partner would die soon after because there was an energetic connection that's been there for so long. Without that one half, the other half slowly starts to deplete. We're energies first. We're energies before we're even human beings. Another example would be the scientific experiment of playing sounds or frequencies or saying words to cups of water. If you're majority water, if Earth is majority water, if our space is majority water, what makes you think that it's no different than you speaking into that cup of water? You know what I'm saying? Try to experiment. Look it up. There's so many different examples. Alchemy is your cell phone. So many different like things had to happen for you to have that phone in your hand. Your phone made out of rocks and sand and dirt. And you got a phone in your hand. That's alchemy. I'm sure you got jewelry. I'm sure you have a charger. That's more dirt. There's more dirt, different kinds of dirt and rocks. You got a TV, more dirt and rocks. You got furniture, those are trees. You got flooring in your house, you got counters, more dirt and rocks and trees. You got walls, those trees, dirt and rocks. You live in alchemy. You're the embodiment. You like everything you do is alchemy. So what are we talking about? It's not real. You don't move at all. I don't. That's pure fiction, imagination of the mind. That's fine. Nobody following. I got lost like 1,000 times already because you're not listening. I read the comments in between doing my things because majority of the time you guys are just being rude down here anyway. So it's not really any point in me stopping every few minutes to read comments. Yeah, like the things Abraham is talking about. It's no point in me stopping to respond to a lot of this stuff. Shiva, like from the comics, maybe. I don't know. I don't read comic books. Anywho, see, YouTube be kind of annoying with the people that be on there. I ain't gonna hold you. But sometimes some good people come up there. So I'm gonna stay up here. Y'all keep running up the comments. Anywho, let's get into the planetary hour, y'all. So we're gonna start the day off in the hour of the moon. So the hour of the moon goes from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we know that the hour of the moon is all about introspection, catering to your emotions, dealing with your emotional self. Self-care is a big one here. Home and family, paying attention to the matriarchal energy, the feminine energy within self, whether you're in a male or female vessel, you still have an internal side, third eye vibes, dealing with your spiritual, emotional self. I keep saying emotions over and over again so y'all can get it. Right now, like we talked about, the moon is over there in Aries and Pisces, new beginnings in that space, dealing with your emotions as far as what makes you aggressive, finding that balance between aggressive and assertiveness, having a sense of control over self instead of trying to control other people, places, and things and situations outside of yourself. Those are hours to focus on that. Saturn's hours are from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., and we're about to enter the hour of Saturn soon. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturn deals with your challenges in your space. Saturn deals with your root chakra. Doing root work is heavy here. Saturn deals with, we like to call challenges traumas, because we live in this realm where you have like all these mental health attacks on you to get your frequency to say, oh, I'm sick, oh, I'm traumatized, oh, I'm a victim, and I don't have control over my emotions because this person said this and that person did that, and da. So if we can have the power to transmute those kind of dialects with, I experienced these challenges and now I have these strengths, and now I know how to do this, and now I know how to carry myself like that, now I have this kind of certain level of self-discipline and order about myself, and these kind of boundaries about myself in the name of love and expansion, that's a better way to go about it, in my personal opinion. But what do I know? You know what I'm saying? I just follow and listen to straight BS. But Saturn, like we talked about, is sitting over there in Pisces energy. So, a lot of the root work that y'all doing, getting into your challenges and stuff in your space, getting into the boundaries. Saturn also deals with authority of self, learning that self-sufficiency and the different things, paying attention to the people that claim their authority right now, as well, like the corporate leaders, the government leaders, watching how they're playing the game, how they're treating each other and stuff like that. They're showing you on these screens what's going on within. If you're paying attention to those certain things, it's probably because it's something about you that you can see in this particular event or whatever. What do you see? What are you paying attention to? What keys are you getting? Are these individuals, are you adopting them as your authority? So while they're going through stuff, you're like, oh my God, me. It's kind of like when you're watching a football game and you're like, we won, we didn't do anything. You were at home watching that shit on TV. You don't come and train. You didn't get picked. You didn't get drafted. You didn't get anything. So what are you talking about we for? It's the same shit. You're watching these people on these screens do these different things, and you keep saying, we ain't doing nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So who is your authority? Are you giving your authority up to like individuals and entities that don't even pay you no mind just because you see them? Are they seeing you? Those are different, concepts and things to work on when you're dealing with your Saturn energy of authority and your sense of self-sufficiency or codependency. A lot of people have codependent behaviors on these entities, on these corporations, on the consumerism and capitalism and racism, on, behind these keyboards is heavy codependency. Y'all be forever protected behind these screens, boy. Things like that. So that's all Saturn work. Saturn sitting over there in Pisces, helping you guys with your Akashic records and the challenges that come into your space. Saturn is sitting over there in Aquarius on our energy exchanges. So revolutionary stuff is becoming a part of the discipline and the order and stuff like that. Y'all growing your own food, going against what the government says you should be doing. Again, y'all not the authority of me anymore. And I'm teaching my children that, the things that I was taught that was authority over me, the public school education system, the government, the corporations, classism, that's not going to be the authority over them. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Jupiter, Hours of Jupiter are from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. Jupiter also deals with long-term planning and goals and expansion and abundance, imagining the utopia in your space, how you want to go about that, what does that look like, and remembering that a utopia for you is not necessarily a utopia for everyone around you. So having that awareness, find your tribe and vibe, you know what I'm saying? Jupiter sitting over there in Gemini. So basically what I'm saying, find your community, communicate the things that you want, and keep going in that space, It's sitting over there in the 8th house of transformation. So a lot of transformations is happening in your intellectual space, in your community, expansion and abundance. How people are showing up for each other in the community. And we see a lot of that happening now and on these screens. Jupiter is sitting over there in Taurus in the constellation realm of things. Peace, love. Peace, Christina. Hey, y'all. So we have expansion and abundance in our materialism, in our wealth and business. It's in the 8th house of transformation and power, secrets coming out, you know what I'm saying? So all of that is happening with the connection of that planet with that zodiac in that house. This is happening in retrograde, so it's happening really slow. Don't expect too much outward results yet until we get into Aries season, until we are officially in the spring vibes. You know what I'm saying? Right now we are still in winter, so a lot of the spring and summer placements are in retrograde. So keep that in mind. Hey Greg, how you doing? I was thinking about you recently. Like, I gotta reach out and send you a wellness check. How you feeling? Happy Monday. The hours of Mars are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then midnight. Of course, we start Tuesday in the hours of Mars. Mars deals with like your aggressive, assertive self, what gets you going, what gets you motivated, what triggers you into anger. This is a good time you might want to engage in some physical activity or, work on combating your obstacles. But those hours are good for strengthening your willpower. Mars is over there in retrograde as well. It's sitting in Cancer energy, which is a summer sign. So having more so introspection on your solar plexus chakra, your space of aggression and assertion. We more so want to think and plan on it rather than act on it and, express it too much. Mars is sitting over there in the Gemini constellation. It's still in retrograde there too, in the 9th house of expansion and abundance, bringing us right back up to Jupiter, which is actually sitting over there in Gemini. So in that realm of things, new beginnings happening to our community and the happenings of the things. And we see that, people being displaced for different reasons, a lot of ascension going on, new beginnings happening in fire for people, personal on their person, their communities, people's intellect and awareness, people being displaced and having to move into new neighborhoods and communities, ascensions happening in families, births happening in families. You'll see a lot of babies being born as we lose, a lot of lives. Remember, there's always a balance here. So keeping that in mind with that Mars energy. The sun hours are from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. The sun's hours also deal with like having energy, but not as like, aggressive or assertive as Mars. It represents vitality, creativity, and self-expression. The sun's hours are good for starting new ventures, leadership, and activities that require your self-confidence. We talked about the sun being over there in Aquarius, being revolutionary, unique, all about the power to be one with society. And then the energy exchanges on our experience, which is the sun. The sun rules over our experiences. It's happening in Capricorn. A lot of challenges that are coming our way to give us the discipline and the order that we need, right? Venus hours, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Venus is the space of, creativity, beauty, and harmony. It's good hours to create. We want to paint, make jewelry, design. It's the celestial designer energy. So anything in the realms of beauty and art, business and wealth, romanticism and facets of love, these are the hours to do that. We talked about Venus being over there in Pisces. A lot of this is a spiritual experience to your heart chakra. So there's a direct connection between how your heart feels in different places and situations and things. in alignment to your spiritual needs, your spiritual experiences, what you imagine. As I said, y'all be mindful of y'all thoughts. Be mindful of the seeds of thoughts that y'all allow people to implant in you, and the seeds of thought that you guys are implanting into others, because it'll grow and it creates a reality. And so Venus in Pisces is showing that, right over there with Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces and the North Node in Pisces. They all in alignment to show you that, be mindful of the seeds you sow. Oh yeah, I forgot we had Chiron over there in Aries too. So the moon is getting close to Chiron, transmuting our wounds. And it's all happening in the 6th house, which is the house of organization, teaching, and learning. Might be some things happening with schools. So look out for that. These Piscean placements are over there in the 5th house, tapping into your inner child, your inner Leo energy, your Tippereth, your thespianism. Love and romance is big there. So that's why I've been preaching on heavy. Start moving with love. Love is the strongest power that we have. It conquers so many things. Even in your realms of dealing with conflict and trying to find some level of conflict or resolution, do it out of love. Love for self, love for peace, love for safety, love for stability. Do it out of love. We have to stop doing things out of hate and anger and all this different, love is what we need. All right, last but certainly not least, and then I'm gonna come back into the chat and see what y'all commenting on in here. Hey, no, the hours of Mercury, they are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, Mercury is all about learning, studying, communication, trading for my traders in the back, organizing yourself, dealing with your health, wellness, your daily routine, the things of that nature, keeping that in mind. Mercury is sitting over there in Aquarius energy, being revolutionary. Electronic communication is a big one here. Thank you for the follow, love. It's happening in the 3rd house, so Mercury is in its home house of Gemini energy, invoking things. Focus and stability on the throat chakra, on your decision-making mind. That is heavy here, y'all. Don't forget. We want focus. A lot of you guys are very open. Your minds are very open. Wrapping your head would do you well. But y'all thoughts are very open to a whole bunch of different visions and introspects and perceptions and projections and stuff like that. And that's really exciting, especially when there are different things that like you find yourself, good at or whatever, what have you. In that same breath, you want to be mindful and be careful of adopting too many thought processes that could ultimately be like, conflicting with one another, but also putting you in a space of stagnation, because the law of physics says, the way we are in the physical, we can't be in 2 different places at the same time. You have to be in one space at one time. And if you can't serve 2 masters. So if your body is here and your mind is somewhere else, you're not being as productive as you think you are. So being aware of those different things. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't like astrology, which it seems like a lot of you guys on YouTube, y'all don't really like astrology, y'all don't really like astronomy, then go from the psychological standpoint. If you read deep enough into the psychological standpoint, you'll see a lot of them took their knowledge from spirituality and religion, from the Kabbalah. We're reading about that in the Kabbalah right now. Pythagoras, Plato, Aristotle, a lot of the original theorists, they got a lot of their knowledge from religion. And then over time, instead of spirituality and religion complementing each other, somehow, some way, it became a competition. I don't know when we got there, but that's where we're at now with a lot of you guys in your mindset. However, thank you for the gift and thank you for liking the screen. I appreciate you. However, they're one and the same, just different jargon. So if scientific and psychological jargon makes you happier, then go that route. Learn the laws of quantum physics. Learn the laws of nature. Learn the laws of the air, water, fire, and earth. Once you learn those laws and those elements and how they move and how they interact with another, how atoms move, how DNA and cells move, you'll see the patterns between all of them, And with those patterns, I guess if you really want to stay away from astrology jargon, use those, but you will be saying the same exact thing that I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say about that. It is what it is. And that's the beauty of Mercury being in Gemini. My Mars is in Gemini. I love it there, you know. So I'm having a little bit of my Mars return happening with the transit Mars being in Gemini. It's just in retrograde. So it's just like, as much as I want to do a whole bunch of stuff at one time, I can't. I'm really one track pony right now. But it's cool because I've been really consistent with you guys here, right? Y'all see me showing up every day. We love it here. The Midnight Mathematics has been really pretty awesome, you know? So I love it. Can you read me? I can read you if you would like. Okay, so I do collective readings on my lives on Wednesdays. But other than that, if you would like a personal reading, just message me. I got a couple of deals happening right now. Sometimes you'll catch a status, like a pick a card status that I post on like Facebook and Instagram. You know, you can get a free card then. I have like different spaces where I do like freebies. And then I have, you know, spaces where like if you would like a personal reading, I got you. But that's what we got for the planetary hour. I'm about to read y'all out. Y'all, you ready? I'm good. Just bought some new tarot and oracle decks. I'm enjoying getting better at readings and getting a story from the cards. Oh, that's fine. I'm glad. I'm glad for you. Libra made some commands to power up the chakras, and it works for both of us. I should. As it should. I love that. I'm glad you've been working on you. So overall, lemon balm. We like lemon balm. Lemon balm is good for the energy, right? Energy, you know, getting your mood, like a nice mood upper shifting. I love the smell of lemon balm. I can smell it right now. So this is alignment with Ceres, and we talked about Ceres being in alignment with Deneb Algeldi, which is the Capricorn energy for today, bringing on that dignified energy of the connection of Saturn and Jupiter. And then just so happens that Ceres is over here by Jupiter. So expansion and abundance and creating a utopia with what you need to cultivate yourself, because that's what Ceres rules over. It's like, what do you need to cultivate yourself to help yourself grow and expand, you know, and, you know, that is your utopia. And as you start to pour into yourself in that realm, those who also have that same frequency will be attracted to you, and you guys will begin to pour into each other. And I love that. And that's the vibe you see. You know, she's pouring into herself and doing for herself, and it's an aura going on around her, and thus is creating, you know, different things coming towards her, you know. 5 and 2. 5 is power. We are in the day of 5 in today's mathematics. 2, we're in the month of 2, right? So, you know, finding power in our balance and justice and harmony. Hey, love, nurturing is the key here. I want you guys to work on nurturing yourselves. We're nurturing this 9 of Swords. You know, we're in the year of 9. It's time to find completion with all those wounds, the traumas, and all the things y'all keep holding on to and harboring. There's no space for that. We don't need to keep that. Then we got this reverse 9 of Wands. So we're reversing that 9 of Swords with our actions. You know what I'm saying? These different things happen. We didn't like these things. We got to work on them. Remember, I said we're coming from a space of love, nurturing. We're going to defeat these 9 of Swords. We're going to defeat the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. I said that twice. How are we going to do it? What are what is it? 7 of Swords, Moon in Aquarius. You know, being revolutionary in our introspect. We're dealing with the 7 Sephiroth, which is Natal, coming back to our Venusian energy, coming back into the love. Celestial design. We like it being beautiful here. Focus on those Venus hours. Venus is over there in Pisces. So that is a good key here. Focus on your Venus placement. Focus on your vortex and how your heart beats and whatever, you know, memory maps your heart is holding that does not suit you. Like if you're in certain situations and it's giving you heart palpitations of like fear or sadness or anger or, you know, discomfort or whatever, pay attention to them and try to get to the root of them. Try to have some introspection of them. Try to nurture them. Have compassion with them instead of trying to suppress them. Learn how to express them, especially around your safe spaces. If these people are people you love, people you call your sisters, your brothers, this is the tribe, this is the village, this is my community, treat them as such. See how she's pouring into herself? She's not hiding. She's not cowering. She's not doing it behind a curtain. She's doing it out in the open and confidently, okay? And as she's pouring confidently into herself, the energy around her is responding to that. Not everybody's energy around you is going to respond positively to you authentically pouring into yourself, because not everybody like that. You know, just like the goddess was saying earlier on YouTube, you know, she created a safe boundary for herself. Her partner, you know, didn't respond to that. He didn't like that, but it didn't stop her from nurturing herself. You know, you have to be unapologetically nurturing to yourself. You're going to attract the beauty. And that's the importance of building out of love. Nurture out of love, not out of pain, not out of victimhood, not out of anger, not out of trauma, not out of fear, sadness, or anger. You know, I say anger twice because y'all are some angry people out there, especially you on YouTube. I do not know what's been going on with y'all, but y'all is tripping on me. I don't even put that energy out there like that. But nurturing yourself unapologetically, and watch the community that you attract. You know, you're going to attract some people that don't know what to do with that because they need to work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whether you don't see, you might not see it in this life, but you created some transmutation there for them because they got to witness you. They got to talk their shit or whatever, laugh at you, whatever, but they still witnessed you. You're still in their memories. They still got to watch somebody be authentic and pour into themselves. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing that. We're going to do that out of love. Revolutionary energy. And we're going to create with the third eye vibe. She has creation. Still same vibe that we got with the first card, right? I'm pouring into myself. I'm being authentically me. This is the third eye card. Introspection on this Luna day. We're creating with our third eye vibes. We're creating with our nurturing self, with our loving self. You know, good health is the oracle card or the divination card for today. Being in good health. You see my man's running to the sun, his experiences. 6 and 3, equality on that understanding. Comes into 9, giving birth. You know, so being mindful, that 6, that Virgo energy, health, wellness, daily routine. Heavy. 3 is how we express on it, how we act on it, what we're creating from it, and we're giving birth to something in the physical when we do that auric energy, that auric work. So I want y'all to work on y'all wounds, work on creating those boundaries and orders and stuff like that. Do it from love. We are healing from love. We are communicating from love. We are transmuting other people's energy from love. We're creating boundaries from love. We are severing ties from people in love. In love. Hey, I don't fuck with you no more, but I still love you and I care about you and I'm rooting for you. I'm not over here trying to destroy your character, talking bad about you and you ain't shit and you ain't that. Granted, I am going to tell my story. I am going to tell what happened. If I'm in a dialogue, I'm allowed to tell my story, but I'm coming in love. I'm coming in love. So yes, love from a distance. Yeah, loving from a distance. But it's still love nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? We're not coming from a callous heart. We're not holding grudges. We're not reacting angrily. We're not doing none of that. Because even in that space, oh, I'm going to build on me. I'm going to do me better. Do you feel that energy? So then you wonder why you building on you and doing you better. I'm still attracting haters. I'm still attracting the people intimidated by me. I'm still attracting obstacles. The spiritual community is just like the religious community. The spiritual community is just as ghetto as this, ghetto as that. Why? Because you went into that quote unquote spiritual community with the same vibration that you like. It's a negative vibration. You came into here in spite of. You came over here in anger and hurt and pain and victimhood. You came over here to show. You came over here out of ego. So what are you going to attract? Laws of attraction happen whatever community you're in. I had a great time when I was in church. Like, I know that's not a story everybody here, but I had fun when I was in church because I wasn't in church out of my ego. I was in my church out of love. My family was there. All my cousins was there. That was the time where I could be with all my distant cousins. I sat with the elders. I knew we was going to the Chinese buffet afterwards. You hear me? Like, you know, I was going to have fun in the choir with my cousins. Then when I moved in with my mom, it was like I wanted to sign up for all the activities. That's where I would meet up with my friends. I was there in love. So I experienced love. I was there because I like to learn. So I was learning. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not in the church as much as I used to, but I still carry a lot of the principles and virtues because I didn't leave the church in hate. I left the church in love. So when I came to the spiritual community, I didn't entertain a lot of the nonsense because I didn't come here in spite of the church. I didn't come here angry with the church. I didn't come here in pain and victimhood. I came here because for the same reason I was in the church. I love it. My friends are here. You know what I'm saying? I want to see more energy here. I love to learn. I love to expand myself. I'm not here coming, you know. So when I did experience some of that equal opposite energy, because there will be energy that, you know, challenges you. That's a part of physics too. Learn quantum physics. If you don't care about astrology, that's fine. You don't got to care about astrology. I don't need you to care about astrology. Learn quantum physics then. I know quantum physics. I was in gifted and talented classes my whole life. I was taking college classes in 9th grade. I'm true to this shit, bro. Learn quantum physics then. Learn psychology then. Learn energy. Learn how energy moves. Learn how atoms move. Learn how electrons attract to one another. Their behaviors. Learn electromagnetic energy. Learn that shit then. Learn that jargon. That way my astrology jargon won't trigger you so much because you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? When you move with a certain kind of vibration, you're going to attract certain vibrations. Like that's what's going to happen. That's a part of it, you know? So y'all be mindful. Y'all can come into the trading community. Y'all want to learn Forex and Bitcoin and stuff. Y'all gonna go in there with that same energy. Like, I don't want to use cash anymore. I don't want to use money. I hate it there. I hate them people. And then come into these MLMs and be like, I can't make no money. It's a pyramid scheme. I went to MLM. I made money. I made awesome connections. I made some dope ass friends that I still have friends with to this day. I joined a couple different MLMs. I made bread and I learned a lot about trading. I learned about a lot about Forex. I learned a lot about foreign affairs and how countries move in alignment with their currency. I learned so much. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, it's a scam. It didn't work. It did work for me. I learned so much. I expanded my intellect so much and I still am. So it's like, you got to be mindful how you moving from place to place. A lot of y'all not being mindful. Y'all not aware of y'all energy. Please nurture that shit. Please work on that swords and the wands. You know, please work on this third eye and this celestial designer from the heart chakra. You know, it's good health there. When you come in from angry and sadness and pain and stuff like that, you speaking that onto your water. You mostly water in the physical realm. You speaking that, you a bottle of water and you speaking all this anger and hate and shit. You think the cells is supposed to come out healthy and full. No, they withering just like the words you spitting on them. You know, so be mindful of that. You want to be mindful. Mindfulness is key. Awareness is key. This is why I teach energy awareness, because I want y'all to be aware of y'all energy. I said, if you don't like astrology or numerology or gematria, that's fine. I could talk to you like this in quantum physics. I could talk to you like this in psychology. I went to psychology. I could talk to you like this in political science because that's what I was minoring in. I could talk to you like this in so many different facets. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and it all applies to all of it. I'm an ordained minister. I study religion. I could talk to you from a religious standpoint if you want to go there too. Like, it's so many different ways you could do this and still come up to the same conclusions. I just like being everywhere. I'm a goddess of the crossroads. I love it here. Where is a great place to start? Ooh, that's a question. I started because of my personal, you know, I got kids and I was a kid. Honestly, I don't think my start was in this life. I came into this life already helping people. I was already starved for knowledge. I like to play school. I used to like read books. I like writing books, you know, and that's me in like first grade. You know what I'm saying? That's me in Head Start. This has always been me. I'm not nobody. Like, I don't know how to help you because I didn't study this. I am this. Like, kind of like that. And I'll say like a big catalyst. I have had big catalysts in my life. You know, I had, you know, my son when I was in school still. So I started, you know, learning more about love and the religion and all that stuff like that, and started being more aware of my energy. You know, I took college courses when I was in high school, and I took a neurology course and learning about dendrites and memory maps. It was just like, whoa. And I started applying that to trees and nature and energy exchanges and things. I had my son in high school. So for that biology class, I did too much, because when I gave the teacher my paper, she was like, ma'am, you were only supposed to write 5 pages. I wrote like 20 pages on neurology and the science of the brain and memory maps. That was one of my favorite papers I ever written. Like, I spent that whole year doing all that research or whatever. Needless to say, I passed. I got straight A's, even with a baby and a full-time job. Like, you couldn't stop me because I love to learn. And yeah, then, you know, my son, he got sick. When he got sick, we started being more aware of our diet. That was the catalyst for that. And then I started falling in. I was in, this was when I was in college. I started doing Moms for Monsanto. I started organizing events for that. Moms Against Monsanto, Moms Against GMO. I joined the international groups for that. I was like 20, 21, out here with flyers in my car talking about GMOs and 5G. And that was back in like 2009. You know, we was already dealing with 5G and all that stuff back then. And that all started because my son was real sick. He was vaccine injured. And I didn't like how the doctors were talking to me like I was an idiot, like I don't know, healthcare jargon. And yeah, that was making me mad. So I was like, fuck it, we're going to learn how to heal my son. And I got into Dr. CB and then, But I was always into astrology. I was always into numerology. It was just like, I just keep learning more that expands me through experiences. So it's just like, all I can say is let experiences expand you. If you're in an experience right now, learn about it. Learn about it and get some introspection about it. Expand on it. Find different ways to interpret it and like allow yourself to keep growing from there. You know what I'm saying? Allow your experiences to guide you. Because like I said, I can tell you where to start because I am this shit. Like, you can ask my parents, like everything I'm doing, I was already doing. There was never a time I was not, as weird as that sounds. There was never a time I was not. Let me get over here to the YouTube community. I see y'all over here. You're welcome, love. I hope I answered your question. Only God knows the future. Read your Bible. I never said I knew the future, Carl. Miles, you're reading viewers. I do collective readings at the end of my mathematics. Now, personal readings I do for free on Wednesdays. On Hump Day, I'll do a live up here. And, you can put your name in the chat. Outside of that, if you want an interpersonal reading, you can message me. My email is lesnobodies@gmail.com. Sunshine Monie L on Instagram. That's Sunshine MONIEEL on Instagram and Facebook or TikTok. And let me know if you want to read in. I got a couple specials right now for $22. You can get a personal reading where you get your, this year is the year of 9, but it's your personal year of something, your personal month. We're in the month of 2, so I give you your personal month, and then I'll guide you on how to do your personal day. And then I'm also doing name and birth date readings right now. Both of those are $22. Love from a distance. Some are in the spiritual community, but they aren't healed. Exactly. This is why astrology comes easy from because I already know it from a different standpoint. John Jameson, I'm glad you found someone who could talk to you. Hurt people. Agreed. Because that's all their frequency is on. It's on hurt. I know pain. So do I. Hit them with more talk. Live is good. It's all in how you think. It really is. I appreciate that, John. Many are 2020 turnout, but good for them. Better late than never. Exactly. We had a lot of big shifts in people's spirituality and stuff like that because people started opening up their energy to that shift. And then we had a lot of things happening, like Neptune entered Pisces energy back in 2012. So, with that shift happening, we had, a lot of people open up. You hear a lot of people's stories saying 2012. We had Sedna. Sedna was sitting in Taurus energy for like 60 something years. So everybody was stuck on materialism and beauty and, physical things. But then Sedna took a shift into Gemini energy. So now it's about community and communication. Now it's about air. You know what I'm saying? So coming into that space, that's interesting. Oh well. Anyway, I just got blocked on TikTok. I guess that's how they starting now. You guys can have your TikTok back, but we're listening and we're blocking you if you say something off. That's fine. Made it easier for me to do a couple things because one of my one of my things stopped working, and so it was just like, all right, so I guess TikTok is not an option no more. Now we on uplift fallen humanity. Ashe, absolutely. Yeah, but so we had Setna sitting over there in Taurus, so it was all about the physical and materialism. But now that Setna is in Gemini, now we have that shift. You know, it's more like community and communication and your intellectual self, and you know how you're dealing with your swords. You know, we're more on that type time. Same thing with what was that? Uranus entering Taurus energy. Uranus entered Taurus energy in 2019 in March. By like April, we were in quarantine getting PPP loans and unemployment. That was the progressive push in our wealth. You know, what we prioritize, what we value, you know, we were changing all of that up. So a lot of those shifts affected a lot of different people different. You know, if you had Taurus placements, if you had Gemini placements, wherever they are in your chart, that's where you felt those shifts at. And it opened a lot of people up, like I said, you know. Some weapons of mass destruction, faith, good communication skills, no fear, and patience. Exactly. Walk by 5D, not by 3D. Walk by faith, not by sight. Agree. And we in today's mathematics is actually 5. So we're dealing with, you know, that celestial energy of, you know, being empowered by our solar plexus chakra, walking in confidence and courageousness in our solar plexus chakra. And that's, you know, it's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful experience. We have to trust our spidey senses out here, guys. We do. People don't trust their spidey senses because they don't realize that they're energy first. But even if you get into the biology of how you're conceived, they even have, for those of you guys who don't like astrology, that's fine. You can get into the psychology of it. There's psychological theories on when the consciousness enters the womb. For, you know, a zygote or an unfertilized egg or sperm or whatever, you know, all the cells in your body hold intellectual DNA as well. So it's kind of like osmosis Jones. Every cell in your body has a mindset, you know, has a conscious, has information, has intellect that is passing from one cell through another cell through meiosis, mitosis type vibes. And it's just like, I mean, I can't make this shut up. It's here. It was already here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making nothing up. It's here. I have my own theories from the connection of information. You know, I have my own courses that I'm working on and my own thesis statements I'm working on, aligning astrology and psychology and realigning the spiritual and sciences, because they used to be together, the arts, science, and spirituality. I don't know at what point did they become so separate and so competitive. My money is on the crusades. But you know, neither here nor there, you know. It is what it is. I think it's so crazy. I just got on punishment on TikTok. That has never happened to me before. And you know, all that stuff is happening on TikTok now. TikTok's supposed to be banned and stuff. That was probably in the clause, like, you guys can stay, but you guys can only stay if you are monitoring what people say up here now. What did I say? I don't remember what I said. Did I say something about COVID and quarantine? I might have. No, I said that after I got cut off, though. Interesting. Well, I just won't be live up here for a while. That's fine. Mess around with me, I'll never come the fuck back. I won't come back. And that's crazy. You won't block me off, but it's mad people up there being disrespectful to the Native American community, especially that one dude. It's mad people up there race baiting and colorism baiting and gender baiting and stuff up there. That's crazy. All right, TikTok, play with me if y'all want to. I am my own authority. We have forfeits to worry about. You got the Chiefs or the Eagles. I don't watch football. I don't care about that stuff. Truth has so many angles to tap into it, but so many hate astrology, Bible, religion, just get triggered. They do, and it's like, why do you even hate it? A lot of people don't even have a real reason. They're just regurgitating. Oh, they tell us lies. They tell us lies. Well, I went to church my whole life, and I ain't hear one lie yet. I don't hear the lies y'all be hearing. Like the pastor reads the Bible, and then he gives you a whole bunch of Confucian proverb things to elaborate on the Bible. Mind you, historically speaking, we couldn't read English. Like that wasn't that long ago. My grandmom has the education of a seventh grader. My dad and my mom were like the first generation to go to school from first to 12th grade and a little bit of college. I'm the first, like, high school to 12th grade, college, like our generation. Well, in my life, in my family, and the other people around me, like, yeah, my generation is about the first one about that, and maybe their parents, you know what I'm saying? So it's like keeping stuff like that in mind. Yeah, when you was in the church, the pastor couldn't read as well as you. The pastor couldn't interpret words as well as you. So now what we should have been doing is we should have been growing up in the church, and eventually us getting on the pulpit and taking that baton and taking it further, because they already had the things established with the money. So now we could have reallocated the funds. Like, okay, I don't like how y'all moving the money. Well, I've been in the church this long. Let me start being the secretary. I can reallocate the funds. Now I'm putting the funds back into the community. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, oh, and then you got these images, on these screens that's feeding what people are saying, because that's the physics. I put the energy out there. The energy is going to come back to me in these screens, and it's Aquarius energy. It's the power to be one with all. I speak it, it come back to me. So now I'm watching all these fake pastors making all this money off of people and these super churches and all this stuff like that. But that's not everybody's reality. Everybody church wasn't no super church. Everybody pastor wasn't, living their best life. It's not like that in every church. So I don't get the reality everybody be speaking on sometimes. I think some people just be chatting. And that's cool. That's cool. I learned that a lot up here. A lot of people are liars. A lot of people come on these platforms and they lie for clickbait because they get paid. They get views. The more views I get, the more I get paid. You know what I'm saying? So let me just throw some lies up here. Let me say some controversial stuff up here. Let me make up some stuff I see other people keep clicking on and commenting on and stuff like that. Like I see a lot of that happening up here, and it's very disappointing. But it shows you, like, why do y'all be lying? I don't know what y'all lying for, but y'all, I don't know. I don't know. Truth has so many angles to tap into it, but yeah. But that's it. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I've been up here for like 90 minutes. I got a book to read. I got readings to do. So I'm gonna catch up with y'all later. Peace to the tribe. Thank y'all for tapping in. For those of you just coming in, y'all can rewind to the beginning. We talked about today's mathematics, the astrological astronomical report. We got into today's gematria and netarus of the day. We got into the Hindu, the Hebrew, and the ancient Kemetic calendar today, as well as the Gregorian calendar, of course. We got into the horoscopes of Native American, West African, alchemy, Chinese zodiac. Yeah, we did a lot today. We do this every day. So I will see you guys again tonight. Enjoy those planetary hours. I think right now we are 124 my time. I don't know what time it is over there. If you want in the chat, let me know if it's not 124 over there with you. But for me, this is the hour of Saturn. We're in the hour of Saturn. Long-term planning is key here, working on your root chakra. So I will see you guys later. Peace, y'all. 12:24. Oh, hold on. Before I let you go. Oh, you're still in the hour of the moon, love. You're still in the moon. So happy moon hour to you. Introspection, meditation is key. Working on your spiritual, your emotional self. Ashe.